Maria. It's nice to meet you. I'm John.
Hi, John.
Thanks for coming in. I really appreciate you taking the time to do so.
Good.
Yeah? How do you feel about being here?
I don't know.
Well, you
I
don't...
don't
No?
know.
No fears or worries or...
You know, I just have, there's so much stuff that's been going on with me, and I'm just, I don't know what to do. It's just, everything is all over the place in my life, and, I'm not from here. I was born in El Salvador.
Mm-hmm. Well, how long have you been here in the United States?
Almost a year.
A year?
Yeah, we came, and I didn't get caught by the Border Patrol.
I see.
But I don't know if you ever work with people who go through things, but
That's part of my job, so yeah, I do.
Well, it was not an easy road even getting here.
Uh-huh.
So when I first got here, I went straight to Virginia. My family met me in Virginia, but the United States is not what I thought it was.
No.
No.
Well, I'm sure it's got to be a huge adjustment for you coming from El Salvador. It's an entirely different culture. You're coming to a new country, working on adjustment. It's got to be a little bit overwhelming. I have to imagine that there's been a little stress. Yeah. Well, with your permission, we can talk about some of those things. I'd love to hear your story. I'd love to talk about, some of the difficulties that you're having, and hopefully maybe we can come to have a couple of inroads as to how to get you some support. Sound good?
Yeah. Can I ask you a question?
You can ask me anything you want.
I don't really know what my mom wanted me to come here, because I don't tell my mom so much stuff. But I've been through a lot of things, and is it okay if we keep the door open?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
The way that the office is set up, if you look over there, that door does lead out into a hallway. There are other offices, so it might make it possible for other people to hear. But if that's important to you, how about in future sessions, we try to schedule it for a little later, after everyone has gone for the day, so that you can have that open.
Okay, but we can have it open right now.
Oh, absolutely. Let me go do that for you.
I don't care if people hear. I'm not going to look at them. I'm just going to look at you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. It's all about you and your comfort.
Okay.
So, let me ask you a question, Maria. Do you know how something like counseling works? Are you familiar with it?
I'm not crazy.
Oh, no. That's not what I assumed, and that's
crazy,
not what I'm trying to find out. But
everybody says when you're crazy, that's when you go to the crazy head doctor.
No.
And I'm not crazy. I don't know what to do, and I just have so much. I don't know.
Well, let me put it to you like this. It's true that people who struggle with things in their minds and in their lives often reach out for support. That's not necessarily crazy as they put it. I wouldn't even put it like that. That's got such a negative connotation to it. You're here so that maybe I can help you with something, right? Doesn't it feel good to talk to people about what's bothering you?
Well, why do you think I'm here?
Well, that's a question for you. I have what I have on the paperwork, and we're going to talk about that a little bit, what's on what's called an intake form. Your mom wrote down some things, but I'd love to hear from you. Now, before we talk, can I ask you a couple of questions, maybe explain a little bit about my role?
Okay.
Okay? Well, my name's John, as you know, and I'm a licensed mental health counselor. So what that means is that I've gone to school and I've learned about different ways to listen to people and to help people. It's not my job to judge you, it's my job to listen to you. So this space that you're in is a safe space. I want you to feel free to talk about whatever comes to your mind. I want you to talk about what bothers you. We can talk about your hopes. We can talk about your day.
Mom?
Now,
because there's a lot of things that I don't want my mom to know.
Okay.
Because it's hard, and I'm trying to protect her,
You're trying to protect your mom?
From what? Well, what did she write on the paper?
Well, we can go over that right now if you like, but can I finish going over a couple of things to sort of address a question that you have? Not to cut you off, because remember, I want to hear everything you have to say, but I think it's important that we have the same understanding as to how this works, so that you know exactly what mom can and can't know, okay? So I have this paper for you on confidentiality. Do you know what confidentiality means?
No.
So confidentiality is a big word that basically means keeping things between us.
Like a secret?
Well, to a degree.
Because I have too many secrets. People
But
tell me to keep secrets all the time, and then they do bad things to me. I don't want to keep a lot of secrets.
I hear you, and that's important. And confidentiality and secrets are different. Lots of times secrets imply you're hiding something. And confidentiality works more like I'm respecting your need to express yourself without anybody really knowing your business. So what you say in here to me allows us to talk about it, but it's really nobody else's business. So confidentiality means that what we talk about here stays here. So if you about the things that you tell me, we're going to keep them in this room. There are some limits to that, though, that I think that it's important you understand. And if you look at this paper, if you are, is it easier for you to read it or for me to explain it to you?
Can you just tell me?
Sure. Okay, so confidentiality has some limits. It means if you tell me, for example, that you're going to hurt yourself, my job requires me to report that. I'm what's known as a mandated reporter. I have to tell somebody legally. If you tell me that you're going to hurt somebody else, again, I have to tell people about that. But if you're telling me that, say, for example, you had a bad day and you broke a window, I'm not going to call your mom and say, guess what, she broke a window. Most of that is confidential. But anything that puts you or somebody else in danger, I have to tell.
You're not going to call ICE on us, right?
Oh, no.
We don't have a paper.
Oh, no. Confidentiality, meaning the person responsible for you.
Okay.
It's not my job to call ICE or call anybody like that. You're here, and while you're in this room, you're safe and you're protected. Okay? I promise you.
But you're going to keep the door open.
I am, just like you asked me to.
Okay.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
So you asked me to touch base with you about why you're here and what your mom wrote. And if you look at this intake paper, and again, if it's easier for me to explain it to you, your mom wrote that there was some sexual stuff going on. Maybe we can talk about that in a little while, but would you agree that there's some sexual stuff going on? Yeah. Would you agree that maybe it's a little inappropriate?
It's not right.
It's not right, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't even want to look at the paper.
that's okay. You don't have to. That's
She knows.
okay.
She doesn't know everything.
Yeah. She knows enough, though, right? And do you think that mom's concern is valid? Do you think that mom is?
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you think that she's worried about you?
Yeah. We had a lot of things happen before I come to see you, you know. I was running away all the time. And I didn't want to be home. You know, I'm 14, right? But I have to tell you, I died when I was 7 years old.
It's a pretty strong statement, Maria.
Yeah.
It's a pretty strong statement.
Yeah.
I see you, though. You're here, you're alive today, so...
I don't feel alive. I don't feel alive. My mom, you know, in my country is so poor, we don't have anything. So my mom and my dad left. And she left me with my titi. Do you know what that means, my titi? Okay.
Your aunt, right?
Yeah. She left me with my titi. She left with my dad for like 3 years. And she wanted to get, you know, to America because she said America is so great and all these wonderful things because we're so poor home. Sometimes we didn't even have food. She had my brother while she was here and I thought she forgot about me. But I was living.
She had your brother, as in your brother's younger than 3?
He's my baby too. I think he's my baby too. And I couldn't wait to meet him, you know?
Can I just ask you, you said that your mom left and she left you with your titi and your dad?
No, my dad went with my mom.
Oh, your dad went with your
She left
mom,
me with
okay.
my titi.
Oh, I see. So your brother is the product of your mom and dad, your full brother.
He got his papers. He was born in the United Virginia.
Okay. Oh, in Virginia.
Yeah, that's where I was able to meet him for the first time. But you see my eye, how it's so heavy and down?
Yeah.
When I was not born like that, you know, and then when I saw my mom would call me every day, but I never told her a lot of things that was happening to me because when my mom left, I was only 7 years old, and then my tío, he started taking pictures of me in the shower, and then he started doing stuff that you're not supposed to do to little kids, and I didn't. I died. I didn't want to live, but I knew my mom and my dad were going to get the papers, and I knew that this was going to go away. I couldn't wait. Jon, I couldn't wait to leave. And then, when the day came and my mom called me and she said, "You come here, I got all your money," and then I was going to go with a donkey, not a real donkey, it's people that bring you across the country, and they brought me. I was so happy. I felt alive again because every day they would touch me, and my mom didn't know.
Now let me back up just a little bit. Help me understand. You say you came here from El Salvador with a donkey, right? Not a real donkey.
No.
Did you come on a plane? Did you come on a bus? Did you walk? How did you actually come through here?
We walked. Took me 2 weeks. We went to El Salvador. From there, we wound up going through, and I had to go to Guatemala because when I tried to cross the border with a few people that were there, they saw me and they held me, but then they let me go. And then I wound up getting to Mexico, and Mexico was so bad. They did so many bad things to me there, but I didn't want to tell my mom because she pays so much money.
That sounds like it's been a long
It's been so
journey
scary,
for you.
but you know something? I couldn't wait to get here because I thought I was going to be safe. And then I finally made it, and when I saw my mom and my dad, I felt alive again for the first time in a long time. For a long time, I felt like I'm safe, right? Then I didn't know that my dad was drinking a lot, So my dad, one night when my mom went to church, he had sex with me, and I didn't want to tell my mom. So then my mom, I don't know why my mom fought with him. She left him because he was drinking too much, and we came to Massachusetts. And then we came here. And when I came here, there was so much crazy stuff happening. It's been a year since a lot of things has happened to me. I don't know if my mom told you, but I was being a prostitute for people in this gang that they used to call themselves the gangris, but they're from MS-13. In my country, MS-13, they kill everybody. And they told me if I wasn't prostitute for them, they were going to kill me, It's been so crazy, and my mom is so good, but she took my dad back. And she takes my dad back, and I didn't want to be home, so I kept being with these people. They were giving me all these drugs, like these white powders to put in your nose. Kept me like this, crazy. And then I didn't want to be like that. I liked the marijuana, though. The marijuana was nice.
You liked it?
Yeah, because it didn't make me crazy. It made me hungry. And they gave me so much, but they did a lot of bad things to me, Jon. My mom doesn't know. I used to have sex with so many men. I don't even know how many people. They beat me up so bad. That's why my eye is down.
And what did you tell your mom about your eye?
I told her that I fell. My mom is not real smart. I mean, she's a nice lady, but she believes me, and now I know I told you so much crazy stuff, but now it's like I don't see those people anymore. I went to talk to people and got help, right? So I told them about the guy that was doing all these bad things to me, and he went to jail, But now, I come home, and my dad doesn't live there no more. It's just me and my mom and my brother. I love them so much, right? But everything bothers me. Like, every time I hear a siren, I get so scared because I don't know if people are coming for me. Because I've been through so much stuff, and I used to hear police and I'd hide. And then sometimes I'm not proud of myself. Like, I think I have more partners than my mom, and that's not nice. I'm a little girl, right? I don't think she looks at me the same. Sometimes I feel so ugly and dirty, and I don't know what to do. Like, how do I like, I don't know what everything she wrote on the paperwork, but I don't know if you could help me, because how do I be a kid again? I don't know how to be a kid because they made me do so much stuff. Kids don't do those things. I don't want that for my brother, and how do I go to school and talk to these girls who just like don't do their hair? I want to get their nails done. Like I wasn't doing that. I was selling my body, and I was selling drugs, and I was helping them get other girls. You know, do you think I'm gonna go to hell because I was bringing them friends, making pretend they were my friends, and I was giving them girls' names, and I've seen their bodies before. It's just so much stuff. How do you live when I was a monster too? I don't know. I don't know that my mom knows that. So I go to church almost every other day, but I don't know that I'm happy. I'm happy those things are happening to me. I just don't know how to be normal. I don't know how to be normal. And my mom tries everything, you know. She talks to me, she tells me do this, do that, but we don't have our paperwork, so it's hard. Our insurance, you know, it's hard. Just everything, I don't know. Keep talking. What do you think?
Well, first, I think that you've had a very long and very difficult journey to get here. And I want to say to that congratulations, you're here. You've made it here today. You're sitting here with me in this space, and you're alive. You're alive. You're here. I
don't want to be though.
I can understand that. I can. I think that you are amazingly strong. I think that you are amazingly resilient. Do you know what the word resilient means? It means, resilient means that you have something inside of you that no matter how many times you get knocked down, you've told me all of these terrible things that have happened to you, but you've gotten back up again every single time. You've gotten up, you clearly love your mom, you clearly love your brother, you clearly want to protect your family, and you're fighting for that. You're getting up and you're going through it every day. You've told me you don't want to be here, and you told me that you don't feel alive, but you know what? You're still here. You haven't hurt yourself. You haven't given up. You're still here. So with your permission, that's where we can start. We can start with the fact that you're here today. I don't have a simple answer for all of the questions that you've asked me about how you can be happy and how you can feel like a kid again and all of that. Those are very big questions, and it breaks my heart in a way for me not to have that answer for you on a piece of paper. But what we can do, and part of the reason that I'm here and part of my job, is to help you find ways to cope with that. Do you know what the word cope means? Yeah.
My social worker tells me that because, you know, I got a social worker.
Do you?
Yeah, she's nice.
Yeah.
She's nice.
Well, is she helping you with all of the day-to-day?
Well, I don't see her all the time, but she's helping me with my mom to make sure that we save and helping us so that way Trump doesn't deport us, because that's scary, you know, you see it all the time in the news. So she got us a lawyer to help us with that.
That's wonderful.
And then she helped me get him, the guy that's doing a lot of bad things to me, she helped us get him in jail.
That's got to be a good feeling, right?
It is, but it's scary because there's so many of them. There's so many of them, and then it's like my mom wants to help us, but you know, she don't make a lot of money. We don't have our papers, so it's like I don't want.
What does mom do?
She works in a factory, but they pay us under the table, you know, because we don't got paperwork, and she don't make a lot of money. And then it's hard because my social worker wants me to move because all these people. She says it's like a farm. Sometimes I get confused with what she says because she calls my school like a farm because all these people keep coming to our school and they take us for a week and they bring us back.
Where do you go?
That's when I was doing those bad things with these people, and they keep going to the same school. And you know, they went to my house one day and told my mom, I don't want to tell you because you're a boy, but stuff like
let me
work.
Let me stop you right there and ask you a simple question. I want you to be honest with me, because the only way this can work is if we're honest with one another. Does it make you uncomfortable talking to a man like me?
You're a white man, so it's different.
It's different? How's it different?
Well, because I never talked to a white man before,
okay.
But you say you're gonna leave the door open.
Absolutely.
So we see. But it's a little bit funny because a lot of boys say a lot of bad things to me.
Well, I can promise you I'm never going to do anything bad to you. Never. Never. I'm here to help you, not to hurt you. and that might be hard to believe right now, but let's go with this 1 minute at a time. And I'll even make you a deal. If you feel uncomfortable on anything, meaning what we're talking about, or if I'm sitting too close, because sometimes I like to just listen, and you'll notice that my elbows are on my knees and I'm kind of sitting forward. If that makes you uncomfortable, if you feel like you need to get up and move, if you want to go to the bathroom, anything that you need to make yourself feel safe, if there are moments where you doubt that.
Do you draw?
You
because
know,
I like to draw.
Do you?
You drawing?
So I do draw, but this notebook right here is for my notes, and we'll talk about that in a minute, because I think it's important for me to hear, or for you to hear rather, not me, for you to hear that you're safe. So if there's anything that doesn't fit you, because it's about you, not me, you can speak up. You have the right to speak up. You have the right. You're entitled to. You have the right. You don't need anybody's permission. You don't need to ask anybody. In here, you can speak up for yourself.
Am I going to get in trouble? 'Cause,
Absolutely
I tell
not.
you a lot of things. So some things, like my social worker knows a lot of things. And she talks to my mom about this. I don't like to tell my mom. My mom knows, but I feel embarrassed. I can't even look at her because,
No, what we talk about in here, do you remember me telling you when I would have to tell other people things? Anything else that we talk about stays in here, okay? If mom comes and asks certain questions, then that's a different story. But what we talk about in here stays in here, okay? So I'll also make you a deal that if any of those things come up, or if mom is asking questions or somebody is asking questions, you and I are going to talk about that, because in here you have the power. Does that make sense to you? Okay. Do I like to draw though? I mean, my notebook it's just mostly scribbles.
Yeah.
But I use this. This is how I'm going to keep track of some things. You've told me a lot of things, and we have a lot to talk about, it sounds like. But sometimes I need to write some things down so that as I'm thinking about them later, as I'm thinking about you, as I'm thinking about what you've told me, I can just kind of keep some facts straight. Would it be okay with you if I wrote some things down about what you told me? I'm not going to show your mom. I'm not going to show your social worker, but I will show you if you want to see them.
You could talk to my social worker.
Okay.
She's great.
Okay.
I mean, she's nice. You could talk to my mom knows already. It's just I don't want to keep going to court. I don't want to keep on talking about the same stuff, but everyone tells me that I need to talk about this stuff so that I could just be better, but I don't know what better is.
How about we focus that just a little bit more, and instead of it being so big and saying, I have to talk about this to get better, why don't we just talk about what you want to talk about? When you come in here, sometimes I'm going to have a lot to say. I might ask a lot of questions. I might say, tell me more about this. I might share some information I think would help you. Sometimes you're going to do a lot of the talking, and I'll just sit here and say, and tell me more. You might see me write a few things down, and that's all okay. It's all about what you're comfortable with, what you want to share, and what you want to talk about. And if you want to sit there in silence, or you're uncomfortable about something, just know it's okay. You're entitled to all of your feelings, and if you've never heard it before, you're allowed to feel however you want to feel. We'll work through any questions that you have. Does that make sense to you? Yeah, are you okay so far? Do you need a break, or do you want to continue? How are you feeling right now? Tell me. If you could tell me, do you have a word for how you feel, do you think?
Nervous.
Nervous, that's understandable. We've never met before.
Nervous. Yeah.
Yeah? Well, why don't we try to take a little bit of those nerves away? Can I just ask you a few questions about yourself? Kind of go over some information so I can begin to sort of piece some things together, right? Now, I have some information that they gave me in what's called an intake. I got a piece of paper filled out from your mom that told me a little bit about you, so I just want to check.
Think I'm crazy?
Well, it doesn't say anywhere on the paper that she thinks you're crazy, but
Do
she
you think
is.
I'm crazy?
Of course not. Of course not. I think that you are a young lady who's got a lot on her mind, who's been through a lot in her life, and is weighed down in her soul, right? And that's why, that's why I'm here. I'm here to listen. I'm here to help you. I don't know that I can solve all of your problems, but we can certainly try to find ways to help you cope with them. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay. So Maria, you told me repeatedly that you're 14 years old. What's your birth date? When's your?
Oh, wow. It's in June.
It's in June. Can you tell me the date?
It's June 25, but I don't remember the year.
That's okay. You're 14, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that would make it 2005. Can we say 2005?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a test. I wanted to see if you're smart.
Oh.
You got it.
You got me. It's all right. It's all right. You got me. I like jokes.
Okay.
I like jokes. I like to laugh, and I like to make sure that we bring in as many smiles as we can. I think it sort of eases the tension a little bit, right?
True.
Yeah, we feel better when we laugh. And you said you're from El Salvador originally?
Yeah.
What city?
San Sebastian.
San Sebastian. Yeah. And you've been here a year, you said.
Yeah.
You live in Southbridge now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you live in Southbridge now, and you've been here a year. And you said before that, now you can test my memory on this, right? You said you were in Virginia before this?
Yeah.
So you're 1 year. And what city in Virginia did you live
Richmond.
in? You live in Richmond? What do you like better, Richmond or Southbridge? Not, just kind of for the city. City versus town. No?
Because I had so much bad stuff happen to me everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
I haven't had good stuff happen to me at all. Remember, since I was 7. So I had bad stuff in El Salvador, had bad stuff in Virginia, bad stuff here. I don't know.
How long did you live in Virginia for to have all of
just a year?
a year?
We have family there, but my family is my father's family, and they get mad at me because of how my dad was. I don't know. I don't know if they know what my dad was doing to me, but they know what was going on here in Massachusetts. So they kept saying stuff to my mom, and they treat my mom so bad. And my mom is so nice. She's really Jesus's kid. I'm telling you, she just lives by the Bible. She's such a nice lady.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't deserve none of this. And I put her through so much stuff, and I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I give her all these problems. She could be just happy with my brother and my father and just leave me alone.
I'm gonna say something to you that you're gonna hear me say a lot to you. And it might not make sense now, but hopefully in the future it'll start to make sense to you. These things, everything that's happened to you. It didn't happen because of you. It's not your fault that these things happen to you. It's not your fault.
I didn't tell nobody though. I didn't stop anybody. I just close my eyes and I make pretend I'm somewhere else.
That doesn't mean it's your fault. These things
Sometimes
happen to you.
I don't even remember what happens because I make pretend I'm in a circus. I went to a circus when I was 6 years old.
Did you?
And I had so much fun with these big, what do you call that animal? Elephant.
Elephants,
Elephant with the nose.
Yeah.
And sometimes I try to find, like, I call it a happy place, right? Because so many bad things happen, and then it's like, when I don't even know half the stuff that happened to me. So sometimes they think I'm lying, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, John.
Yeah. It's hard. There's a lot going on in your life. It's hard to know what's real, and it's hard to understand and not hold yourself responsible for things that happen in life. Do you know what I mean?
Not really.
When things sometimes when things happen, it's easy to blame ourselves. It's easy to say, if I had done this differently, or if I had said this to somebody, or if I hadn't gone here, then that wouldn't have happened to me. But things happen to you, Maria. They didn't happen because of you. You're 14, and you told me that these things started happening to you at 7 years old. At 7 years old, nobody's going to hold you responsible for things.
I just wish, are you going to be my doctor for a long time?
So I'm not a doctor.
Okay.
I'm a licensed counselor. So a doctor does things like prescribes
medication. So I gotta
medication.
see another person?
What do you mean?
Because I was hoping that maybe you could help me, right? Because there's so much I want to talk to my mom, and I just want her to know that I love her and I'm sorry. But I don't know how to talk to her, and I don't know, like, I gotta see somebody out. Like, can she sit with us sometimes?
Oh,
of
course.
Talk about things?
These are your sessions. So in here, you hold the power, and you make a lot of the decisions. So if you want mom to come in to a session so you can sit with her and talk about...
Are you going to be the person in there with me?
Of course. If
you
that's
promise?
what you want. If that's what you want, then
and
yes.
And you leave the door open?
Of course. I'm not going to shut the door
you a nice white man.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm not going to shut the door until you tell me to shut the door. Remember, this is about you. This is not about me.
Because my mom don't... she tells me to go to sleep, right? And I have all these bad dreams. And sometimes I could just be sitting down and then I don't know, like, smell my dad's perfume, or they call it cologne here. And it's like I'm in another world, and I'm like, am I in a dream? And then I go to sleep, and that's when everything like hits me when I sleep. So I have a hard time sleeping, and she gets mad at me because since it's hard for me to sleep, then it's like in the morning when I finally get to go to sleep, I don't want to wake up, but she's like, you gotta go school. And it's just like, then I get to school and I think about when I used to sit in front of that classroom and that guy used to just wait for me. And it's hard for me to just think about, I guess, what if they want to kill me still even though they're not bothering? It's just, she don't get it. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to just move on. I don't know, am I ever going to be safe? There's a lot I don't know, and I'm only 14, and I'm just so tired of. I'm just tired.
I'm here to listen and help you, as long as you want me to listen and help you. In the time that we're together, I promise you a few things. One of those is that I'm going to be truthful with you, and I'm going to hopefully work with you to help you find ways to make things better. Sometimes I'm going to say things that you might not like, but I'm never going to say those things to knock you down. Do you know what I mean? I'm never going to speak down to you just to speak down to you. If there's something that bothers you or something that I say, we can talk about that. If you want to invite mom into your sessions, then let's invite mom in.
You know, a long time ago, remember when I told you all those bad things was happening to me? With those people here in the United States? I wanted to kill myself. They would give me so much stuff. I don't even know what these things were. I just prayed that I would die, just so I don't have to worry. You know, I don't want to kill myself now. I don't want to hurt myself now. But I'm just so embarrassed because I don't know. Now I feel like before I was scared that they wanted to kill my mom and my brother. So I would say that I do everything they tell me to do so they don't do that.
So that they wouldn't.
But then now they don't bother my mom and my brother. You know, remember I told you he went to jail. Bad guy.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I can't just be normal. I just keep thinking like, oh my God, what if we live close to where the other people used to live?
Let me ask you a question. You've said a few times to me that you don't feel normal, or you don't know how to be normal. What do you think that normal is for you? Help me understand. If you were to close your eyes and reopen them, and when you had reopened them, everything had fixed itself, right? Everything was normal. What would that look like for you?
I think, you know, I like to watch movies. And I seen a movie one time, you see the mom and the dad there, and they have dinner, and the kids go to school, and they hold hands, and they have their own room, and they ride bikes, and they have friends, like real friends, you know, and they paint their nails, and they just fun with each other. They go swimming,
So those are the things that you want for yourself?
Just, I want to make friends that don't hurt me.
Yeah.
And I want to, I don't know, have fun times and not have to worry about anything. Just about my homework. Or how to clean my room. Or I don't know, I really don't like going to church.
Easy things, right?
Yeah, I don't even like going to church.
No?
All day long. But I don't know how to do other things because...
What's your religion?
My mom is Pentecostal.
Pentecostal. And sounds to me like you don't agree with that.
No, I like to shave my legs.
Oh, okay.
You know, she don't want me to do that. She don't want me to cut my hair. She don't want me gotta wear skirts. I feel safe with pants on. Nobody, because I feel safe with pants. She wants me always wearing skirts. She don't understand.
That's got to be a struggle. That's got to be a struggle.
I don't know what else I do. She don't understand.
Yeah.
And then she thinks I'm disrespecting, and I don't want to disrespect my mom. But every time I wear these skirts, I don't feel good. I feel like if I don't feel good, I feel like somebody could just take my stuff from me.
It sounds to me like you're very worried about not hurting your mom's feelings and not wanting to disrespect what she wants from you. But it also sounds to me like you and mom have different opinions and that you're worried that mom doesn't understand where you're coming from. That's got to weigh a lot on your mind, huh?
Yeah, because she like, look, my phone keeps ringing. I feel it vibrate, and it's her. Look, I love you. Take your time. You're gonna be okay. Do all these things, and it's just like, I just want to be normal. Like, do you have kids?
Well, I do.
And can't you just say hi? Well, my mom gives me these speeches because I'm not normal. You know, I made her go through so much stuff. So it's not like, go with your friend, come home at 2, see you later. There's these Bible scriptures. And so I always feel like she's stuck. I just want to make pretend this never happened. Every time she talks to me, I feel like, she don't talk about it, but I feel like everything is like she's talking about it. You know, and it's just like, can you just be my mom and just make pretend nothing happened? Just ask me if I want peanut butter. Like, don't ask me.
I hear you.
It's just crazy.
I hear you.
I feel like I'm always being reminded. But I don't remind, I don't know. And I don't tell anything. I just say, oh no, God is good, and then blah, blah, blah.
I hear you.
But where was God when he needed to protect me?
That's a big question.
He wasn't here.
That's a big question.
But she keeps telling me to pray to him. Why? He didn't help me.
That's a big question. That's a very big
He
question.
didn't help me when all these men were on top of me. And when I was getting sick. And when they messed up my eye. Okay, I'm alive. Who the fuck wants to live? I'm sorry, I shouldn't curse.
No, you feel free if that's what you need to do.
Who wants to be alive when somebody's doing all those things? You know, there was a time when I had 8 men be with me. I woke up and I didn't even remember, and I went back to sleep, and I woke up and I went back to sleep. And she keeps wanting me to praise God. Why would he do that to a baby?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I hear you put a lot of negativity on yourself for a lot of things. I don't want to use the word negativity. Let's call it responsibility. You're holding yourself responsible for a lot of things, and that's.
Oh, I chose that, John. I didn't want to get raped in my house because of my dad, and then he stopped because my social worker came. Remember I told you about my social worker? So my social worker said and talked to my mom, he can't stay. And my mom said, you gotta go. So he left. But every time I'm in the house, it's like he's there anyway. He's not there, but I feel like he's there. And she just don't get it. I don't even want to be there. But I don't want to make her feel like I don't want to be with her. So what I did, I left. And then I found these other people that made me feel beautiful because they didn't care that my eye was like this. And all this stuff, but then look at all the stuff they did to me. So I feel like it's my fault because I didn't listen. Maybe I would never have went with those people. They lied to me. My mom never lied to me. She just talks too much. think she don't understand. She says she has a lot to say, but she doesn't hear me.
Well, I think in time, if we can find ways to help you understand some of these things that have happened to you, then maybe we can help your mom understand some of the things that have happened to
Can
you.
we take a break?
We absolutely can. We absolutely can. Whatever you need to do. Do you need to get up? There's some water over there. Feel free to help yourself.
Can I draw in your book?
Absolutely you can.
I just want to draw a picture in your book for a little bit.
Absolutely, you do.
Does that mean you gonna be mad if I draw in your book?
If I was going to be mad, I wouldn't have given you the book. You draw what you need to do.
I just need a break.
I'll get you a glass of water. Would you like a glass of water?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, what do I need to give you for the glass of water?
A simple thank you is wonderful.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm even going to. You're okay with it being in a pitcher?
That's a picture.
This
is a picture.
Pitcher. Container for water.
Okay.
You're okay with that?
Sure.
Okay. There you are. Maria, guess what? You and I have been talking for almost 45 minutes now.
Oh my God.
Do you know what that means?
No.
It means that our first session together, our time together for today, is coming to a close.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, what are you apologizing for?
Because how long was it supposed to be? I won't talk that much next time.
But isn't that what you're here to do?
I don't know.
Sure. So we're only.
Is that bad?
No.
Oh.
My goodness, we just met today and you were talking to me for almost 45 minutes. That's an achievement. And
Okay.
you've given me a lot of information today. So I'm going to ask you some questions to just kind of wrap things up a little bit for today. First of all, is it okay? Are you comfortable with coming back to see me again?
Yeah.
Okay. Next, are you okay with a session
I need
scheduled?
water. Oh my goodness.
Are you
good.
okay with a session scheduled later in the day like we talked about so that we can respect your need for privacy, your confidentiality and all of that?
Can you just talk to my mom? Because I don't want her to feel like I want you to talk to I don't care. I talk to you like this as long as the door is open.
Sure.
But you have to tell her she's brings it.
Sure. Sure. So do you want me to call your mom after the session and talk about a later appointment?
Yeah, when we go outside, can you just tell her if it's okay? 'Cause I don't want her to miss work.
Oh, sure.
I give her so much problems already. I don't want to make it worse for her.
Sure. We can talk about that. How about then we say, instead of suggesting the later appointment, why don't we say we'll talk to mom and we'll find a time that works best to not interfere with her work, and then we'll schedule that appointment for that time.
Okay, and then how many times do I have to see you?
Well, that depends on you. How often we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. So there's no set number. It's only really until you feel comfortable. Remember, you hold the power in things, so you'll make those decisions. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, that's our time for today. Why don't we go outside and talk to mom? But first, before anything, do you have any questions for me?
You're going to talk to my mom, you said.
Mm-hmm.
You say you're going to leave the door open.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can talk to you because you're a nice white guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's safe in here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're going to tell me when's the next appointment we talk to my mom.
Right. So
But you're going to help me with my dreams?
Wait.
Because that's the problem. I think it's a problem. You help me with my dreams?
we'll talk about anything you want to talk about, and you'll help me understand, and I will try to find ways to help you with what you need.
Okay.
Okay? Before we go, I want to say thank you so much. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, because we've never met before, and you chose to come in here and talk to me about the things that were happening to you. You are allowing me to understand you. You're allowing me to understand where you're coming from. And you're allowing me to think about you in a supportive way. And to me, that's important. It shows me that you respect yourself. Even if you don't feel like it's a whole lot, you respect yourself enough to ask for some help. I know mom filled out the paperwork, but that you and I are having this conversation. And it shows me that you have hope. And until I see you again in the next few days, I want you to remember that you have hope and that you're important. Okay?
I'm sorry I didn't finish drinking all your water.
You don't ever need to apologize. Water is water. You know where I'm going to put it? In a plant. Plants need water.
I got a flower.
There we go. All right. Oh.
Oh.
Fist bump.
Okay.
I didn't want to. I wasn't sure how you were about.
Fist
so.
pump. That's
Fist
what you call
bump.
that? Fist bump?
Bump. Fist
Bump.
bump.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Maria, thank you.
Thank you.